That was a good ending. No.
Oh, God.
All right, let's. I'm gonna find the computer clicker.
I'll grab it for you.
Get the whipper.
Hit the whipper. Thank you, Meg, for running the show tonight.
Thank you, Meg.
Behind the scenes.
Hey,
She came in today all upset. She got cut from the Flame War thing. She said, no one's going to know my influence. I said, I will make sure everyone knows your influence.
Cut for an 11-year-old? Bullshit.
She is highly influential.
And you know what? This one goes out to Meg. That was just for, that was, yeah,
do you
well.
need the mouse up there? Where
before
is
you
it?
start taking calls, Rocco, I want to give you a compliment really quick.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
You made this site way better by getting rid of that shit-ass Wonder Years box set.
Oh,
Okay, cut him out.
Come on.
YouTube,
Okay, I see
people
it.
cut this.
the Wonder Years box set was not supposed to move.
Yeah, where'd it go?
I just want to say, hey,
Fucking trash
can we
where
get
it
Kevin
belongs.
Cam on the Hall of Fame shelf here?
Yeah, Bardock's still there.
Sean took the Wonder Years box set off the shelf. Wait, get a wide shot of the shelf. That's all that's on the shelf now.
Where did he take it?
And look, oh wait, hold on.
Put it in the
Birder.
fucking
Birder's
dumpster.
there.
One thing. There's one thing on the shelf. Look, a keychain of Birder from Dragon Ball Z. That's it. That's the Hall of Fame.
Wow. You
So,
know
hey,
what? Sean is sneaky and greedy.
So hey, if you want to if you want to get something good on this shelf, Mega64 PO Box 713090, Santee, California 92072. Send us something
Good.
today. Now this is my mad whistle.
Oh, no.
So Ryan
I
wants
was trying to
something
blow it
good
the other
like
way.
Bad Teacher.
No,
or Still
come on,
Waiting
man.
or something.
Is that
I had
true,
to- I had
Ryan?
to make
Favorite
it.
movie of all time? Bad Teacher.
Amir
Fucking-
from
That's your
Israel.
number one.
Amir from
years.
Israel.
Hey, how's
8
it
years,
going?
They still haven't made a better movie. I don't know.
Amir from Israel.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I was wondering, I'm in college to be a teacher, and I was wondering if you guys have any tips, any stories about your favorite teachers.
Favorite teachers?
Favorite teachers, yeah.
Yeah,
Bad one.
I know Frank is teaching, but he's not here.
Yeah, he's like world class college professor.
Yeah, he's doing Indiana Jones
Yeah,
shit
he's
right
like
now.
teacher of the world.
Yeah, he's got the cup of Christ.
He
in
might
his
go
hand.
on to be one of the most influential teachers of all
My
time.
teaching.
He's been up there teaching in Canada. He's been down here teaching in Mexico.
Yeah, he teaches us.
All
in
over.
fact.
International teacher.
Content teacher.
I'm gonna say favorite teachers.
Meg's leaving, everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
Meg.
bye,
Bye,
Meg.
If the show goes to shit, now you know.
Everyone
Now
think
you
about
know.
a Meg.
Goodbye, Meg. I would say I had a 6th grade teacher that had us make so much shit. It was like insane and it drove me crazy. Where it was like, okay, we're learning about mummies. Go make a mummy sarcophagus. How do I even do that? Go make it was it was a lot of projects where you just like built or had to make shit and get crafty, which drove me crazy. I am not crafty. I hate it. I don't want to make stuff. But I remember at the end of that year, he said, I had you make all this stuff because you're going to hit junior high and it's not going to be half as bad as this.
He prepared you.
Yeah, and sure enough, it wasn't. It was like not half the pain in the ass that class was. So I guess that worked. But at the same time, like what? I don't know. I guess that's not really a
We
favorite
made it
story.
hard on purpose, not really needed.
I can learn from their mistakes.
What are you going to be a teacher of? What do you want to teach?
English, actually.
English,
cool.
okay.
Oh, dude, that's Frank's territory.
To like
Shit.
to kids
Yeah.
or
You guys
like
have to compete.
high school, middle school, what?
At first, they let you teach elementary school kids, and hopefully, in a few years, I can teach high school.
Cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like my English teachers in high school. They were all pretty cool.
Yeah, I had some cooler, younger English
Yeah, me
teachers in
too.
high school, and that helped out. But teachers don't really stick out like the good teachers. There was a few. There was my photo teacher, Mr. Bible. There was a digital
Mr.
art.
Bible?
Mr. Bible was his name.
Hell yeah.
Bible man.
He took photos of like Kiss and all these rock groups in the 70s.
Whoa.
And he would show every new class he got. Like first day of class, it was just a slideshow of like, here's where I took pictures of Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Just yeah, I
And the
was
kids
there.
are like, who are these people?
Yeah, right. But Mr. Bible was like,
Take a picture of Snoop Dogg.
he was fucking proud of being on tour with the Dead in '73, man. And that was kind of cool. And he,
Mr. Bible did weed.
yeah, I mean, he knew what was going on in the back developer room with the doors closed. You know, timer, can't let the lights on for 10
We had a
minutes.
photography teacher who got fired from our high school because
I was just about to
some
bring it
students
up.
found some nude photos of him that
Oh,
he was
no.
developing in the
Wow.
dark
Oh,
room.
Yeah, that's what he
no.
was
Wait, he was
developing.
developing nude photos of himself.
Himself.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And and
Don't
and-
do that.
And we
No.
should and we shouldn't say his name,
No,
but his
I
name
won't.
is like an object or is like a
Like a Bible?
Mr. Couch.
no. Well, it's similar to that, but it cracks me up. That must have been an inspiration to why we do that in Mega64 videos all the time. Like a guy named Raymond Couch or something. Like it is that, and it cracked me up. And I think that must have been what stuck in my head.
It was. They were pure in artistic merit. They weren't like sexual things.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You know, like
crossing the
artists
line.
draw nudes of.
Yeah.
They draw the human form. He was photographing like naked people himself. I think there may have even been like nude models, but he was using the darkroom on/off hours to develop
Yeah.
these photos.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have left the negatives laying
but
around.
then students
Maybe
found
he
them.
wanted the kids to find him. Maybe that was his thing. Though.
No. I mean, honestly,
never
I
know.
felt kind of bad for him because he got fired. But it was like, well, he was just like trying to be an artist in his off time and a teacher to pay the bills.
That'll teach him.
You can't be an artist with your dick out. When
So don't develop nudes at school. I had this teacher in 7th grade. He was a history and literature teacher, and he read us The Giver. He made us all read The Giver, and sometimes
Yeah.
the teacher just reads the book out, and you follow along in with your book. And at one point in the book, he like paused and he started crying.
No.
He started like weeping at a point in that book that was really sad.
Oh,
And there was
fuck.
there was one student in the class that like started making fun of him.
Yeah.
He's
You
like,
cried? I
oh, come
laughed.
on.
He was like,
Oh, don't be an asshole.
"Yo, Mr. Andy, why are you crying?"
Oh, fuck.
And he got so pissed off. He was like, "You wouldn't cry if you were in a situation like this." I think there's a point in that book where there's twins. It's like a dystopian society, and they decide which twin is superior.
Yeah.
And then they like euthanize the other twin baby. And then like dispose of it by putting it in a box and putting it down a garbage chute. He's like, "They take a child, they murder it, they put it in a shoebox and throw it out with the garbage. That wouldn't make you cry." It was so
Yeah.
fucking uncomfortable. Every
Just
student was
fucking
just like,
went in on him.
"Oh shit!" So
Yeah.
We didn't have the baggage that we have
he was
now.
also a Vietnam vet.
That's what I was gonna
Okay.
say. I had a couple.
There you go.
I had a couple teachers that were Vietnam vets, and in high school with almost no baggage, you don't realize the baggage a 60 or 50-year-old man has that's been to war.
Sure.
And I crossed the line a couple times where I giggled at some inappropriate shit that the guy was having like a flashback or like a breakdown.
My favorite teacher in all of my years of school was my history teacher in junior high, and he was a veteran.
Yeah.
And he lost use of his legs in the war. Like,
Really?
yeah. He had sustained an injury, whatever. So yeah, he
Used a wheelchair?
yeah, you wheelchair and crutches. You know, he got around on crutches and stuff like that. And he was the epitome. I'm gonna make him sound bad, but this was great. He was the kind of guy that would talk like that. All right, hey, you guys know who so and so is? What, you don't? Yeah, you're not listening. Okay, but he
Were you
was
taught by the kid from Brooklyn?
he really was like that.
like Bertram
and
from Crank Yankee.
at first, he would talk like that. And at first, it was, oh God, this is awful. And a lot of people hated him throughout the entirety of when I went there. But I grew to love it because that's how I learned stuff. Was he was like, hey, all right, tell me what's the golden rule. You tell me over there. Be kind unto others. I don't want to hear from this guy anymore. What's the real golden rule? I'll tell you what it is. He who has the gold makes the rule. That's what it is. I enjoyed the shit out of his class.
yeah.
But one
Entertaining.
day, someone threw something in class,
Uh-oh.
and he had like a PTSD,
Flashback.
he like ducked under the desk.
No.
And these kids were making fun of him so bad after that, and I was just like, you fucking assholes. Like,
That's
same
too
thing.
far.
Fucked up.
and then from that point on, I like wanted to be friends with that teacher,
There was,
and I like bonded with
when
that
I
guy.
was in first grade, I went to a different school, and at that school, one of the 8th grade teachers, I was 6 years old, But there is a story that became legendary in the school that one of the 8th grade teachers who was a Vietnam vet was going to his car after school one day, and some students said, "What's up?" And they threw a soda can at him.
Oh
No.
man.
And he thought it was he had a flashback, and he like
fucking mortar shell.
he ducked and like rolled underneath his truck and was like hanging out underneath there. And all the students were like making fun for the rest of the year.
That's so fucked up.
And I think like the school had to like issue a statement about it or something.
Children are the most evil and
Yeah, kids
cruel.
suck.
Absolutely.
Just the cruelty of children, man.
But they didn't know.
yeah.
I'm remembering more stuff about the teacher that I brought up, the history teacher. What was funny was that he talked about in one class, they were going to do parent teacher conferences or something. And there was one day he came in, all right, everyone here knows you're going to have parent teacher conferences coming up. And let me tell you, I know you guys don't like when we do them. I don't like doing them. And because here's what it is. Every one of them is going to be the same thing. So how's he doing? How's she doing? You know how you're doing. Why aren't they talking to you about this shit? If you saw, you're going to see it on their report card. You know, whatever. He said something like that. And it's so funny because like that, I think that weekend I went shopping with my parents. I think they took me to some store to buy clothes for school or something.
Back to school.
And we were in the middle of this department store and that guy was in the store, that teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up, he was in like his electronic cart or whatever. And he rolled up. And my parents said something to him. Oh, hey, you're Rocco's teacher. Yeah, that's me. And they're like, oh, wow. Hey, good to see you. He says so many good things about you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And then they were like, so how's he doing? And then he looked right at me. He knows how well he's doing. He's doing just fine. And then and that cracked me up. He just looked right at me like he just did that routine the other day. But anyway, he was a great teacher. I really, really that was one of the best classes I ever took.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good call. Thanks, Amir.
Good luck.
Good luck, man. I hope we gave you some insight.
Thank you.
And don't cry in front of your students.
Yeah, no weakness.
I won't. I'll try.
Good. All right.
Excellent.
Just wanted to say one last thing I remember from a different teacher, but when he brought up, it was a rainy day, so he showed a bunch of board games to the class. I think he was a substitute. I want to say he was kind of like a British guy, and he showed, well, we have these board games you can play, and and he didn't know what we had in the classroom, and he held up, it was like Casper. We have the Casper, and all the kids who were too cool for 4th grade all laughed at him. Casper, and he just stopped, and he went, do you see what it says on the box? I'm like, what? Age range, 8 to 11. You're all laughing at yourselves. And he put it back. And that killed me for so long.
great.
That killed
Can
me.
I quickly? I once in med school skipped class to go see Jackass 3D with my anatomy teacher. Yeah.
Wow, you and the anatomy
You
teacher.
learn about anatomy.
He
in
was
that one.
like, "Hey, this movie's come out. We want to go see it." And he was like, "You want to just leave class and go watch it?" That's the best teacher moment I had.
That's a great teacher.
Brady. What's your name?
Yeah, Garrett, what was their name?
2 boys' names.
Yeah,
That's
where are the 2
Braden
boys?
Ryan.
Braden Ryan.
But definitely,
The screen name is far away. It's hard to read.
I got your letter last week, and I went over it extensively, and I've learned your name, and I've learned your proper pronoun.
What was the letter?
She gave Rocco this bitchin'. Well, it's actually to Rocco and I. This Disneyland staff shirt to wear.
Oh, yeah.
You
Stolen
wearing it?
Valor.
This shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the letter, it
I
explains.
talked about Stolen Valor.
Yeah.
I've called her
Yeah, he
Brady
ain't wearing
and
it.
Ryan and all kinds of other wrong names. But
Two
it's,
people.
You can't call her Ryan.
Two separate people.
All right. Braden
I
Ryan.
figured it out.
What's up?
I was calling in because I just had a job interview that was just the most stressful thing I've ever done.
Oof.
Crush it?
And it sounds like the guy that called in before me might be doing the same thing.
Oh, shit.
Basically, I'm applying to be like an English as a second language teacher.
Oh, cool.
And you start out with like little kids and you kind of work up to like 10 or 12-year-olds. But yeah, I just got done with that. I've been awake since 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So,
God.
and I haven't been able to catch a podcast in a really long time. All in and
Being a teacher
say hi.
sucks.
I was really excited, but then I was really nervous. So
Where are you?
I don't know.
looking to
I'll show you guys
teach?
my classroom.
We've had some friends, some callers that have called in to do it in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Back in the past. Where are you looking
Wait,
to
are
teach?
you calling us from your classroom? Is that what you said?
It's in my house,
Oh, okay.
technically, yeah. I think it's through like a company in China.
Okay, but
Okay.
it's an
So-
online type
Oh,
of job.
You're doing it over the internet.
Yes. So
Oh,
we
okay.
basically like Skype each other.
Welcome to the second interview.
Yeah.
Oof.
Anyways, so nice. Done with the interview. You're here catching a Mega64 podcast.
Wait, so how did it go? You think
Yeah.
you think you nailed it or what?
You crush it?
Oh, I got it.
Tight.
So
Hell yeah.
don't have to
Congrats.
worry about it
Yeah, that's
anymore.
in the
But
that's in
So
the past
what's
now.
the starting salary? Tell us all the benefits.
Yeah, what are you getting?
it's $20 an hour
It's not bad.
Shit. She really
plus
went there.
Nice.
like incentive
Full
bonuses and
disclosure.
stuff.
Personal information.
So
Yeah, I was
all right, where do they mail the check? Home address, please.
Yeah, what's like your social looking
Can I
like?
get your bank account number?
no,
What's
do
the
you have
routing
Uh,
number to your bank?
Ryan, shut up. Do you have a question for us?
not really. I really just wanted to pop in and say hi because it looks like I haven't been able to catch a podcast since like November of last year. So
Oh, okay. Well, she just popped in to say
just-
hi.
Hi.
Ryan, now you can you beat me to it. I was just saying now you can talk.
Okay, well I'll let you guys go, but thank you so much and
Hold
have
on,
a good
I'm
night.
sensing some
Wait.
sort of like connection between you and Ryan going on here.
Yeah, good thing Sean didn't come in this week.
Yeah.
It's been since November.
Brayden, what's your favorite movie?
I have no idea. I can't. My brain is not working right now.
Oh.
But it's not bad teacher.
It's not one of the Fast
Oh,
and
I like
Furious.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's,
Ghibli
that's a
head.
good one. Yeah.
How do you
that's a
feel
good
about
one.
the Fast franchise? Fast 2,
Um,
Tokyo Drift.
I'm not super into it because I follow The Rock on Instagram.
Let's just get
Wow.
down to
Sorry,
brass
Ryan.
tacks. You want to be a teacher? Have you seen the film Bad Teacher?
No.
Oh,
Good.
All right.
Not good.
Well, you know,
Not good.
somebody here, I'm not going to name names, says it's the greatest movie of all time.
Now,
So-
are you a video game player?
One time.
Sort of.
You
Not
ever
very much.
abuse or kick the dogs in video games? You ever shoot them? Well, you know, our
Why
friend.
do you always bring this up?
Because
What, does Ryan do
say
that?
once?
So, okay, when the Division 1
What's
came
happening?
out, when the Division 1 came out,
Please
Kotaku
explain.
wrote a big article like, you can accidentally shoot the dogs in this game, but you shouldn't, and they need to patch this out. And so I just tweeted them back a clip from my PS4 of me shooting a bunch of dogs.
yeah,
Like,
see,
oh,
Ryan
it's funny.
Ryan
Oh,
is known
Jesus,
for
Ryan.
going
Edge
around and you know euthanizing canines in the digital realm.
Sick.
Very edgy.
I'm really not
okay, well,
into that.
Brayden, we do appreciate your call. And good luck. Congratulations
Congrats
on the job.
Congrats on the job.
Call us
you.
back when,
When you're in
Now,
China.
here's the thing. I feel like inevitably you're going to realize that you hate this job. So when that moment happens, you call
That's
us
every
back.
job.
You let us know,
Okay.
like, okay, it's finally happened. I hate this fucking job, and this is what happened, and this is why. So we'll be
Okay.
looking forward to the
that
update.
or when you like rise up the ranks and like become the boss hiring the people,
Ooh,
call in and tell us how you're doing.
Okay.
I mean, I won't be here.
I'll
They
call you
will, but-
in like 3 years.
taking over, getting stock options.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brayden.
That's super cool though. Like that's kind of cool to be able to like teach kids in China over the internet.
You know, we had heard.
Yeah, I know.
we've heard of a lot of
Disagree.
Mega
China-
64.
China's overtaking America, and then you're going to give them the upper hand.
Oh,
Teach 'em English?
Here are
Didn't
the,
consider
here's
that.
the tools to destroy us with. Fuck that.
We've talked to
Traitor.
we've
It's the
talked to a lot
Illuminati,
of.
man. the globalist
Hello?
Illuminati.
We have
what the
fuck.
hell? Are you in armor?
I am.
Why?
Well, asked and answered.
Because
Howdy doody,
you hear me?
brother. What, you a little bit of a Master Chief head over there?
yeah. I am. You can hear me, right?
Hell to the fuck yeah.
I've just gotten a jubilant yes for every question.
You can, right? I
Fuck
just
yeah.
there's been like 800 calls the past few weeks where no one can, hear. So you can hear me.
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay,
I
thank
think I can
God.
hear you. I can
Thank God I'm
definitely
not
see
one of
ya.
those callers. All right. It's great to meet you guys. I've been watching you since I had a computer. So this is kind of crazy, actually.
Nice.
Dang.
Since you got a fire machine, you've been on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to just ask my question, get right into it.
I don't know either.
I don't know
point.
what you're
Alright,
planning.
well, get
I'm
into
a
it.
little nervous. You got armor on.
Can you dual wield, or are we
Better
talking
be
Halo
careful.
1 still here?
I mean, I got dual hand action. This
Oh,
counts,
all right.
right?
Empty glass and a phone all at the
Impressive.
same time.
Absolutely.
from reach,
Dude,
I
Halo
don't
Infinite, new
recognize.
weapons? It's possible. You can't deny it. Anyway, I'm wondering if you've ever like watched a movie or read a book, anything like that, any form of media where you've watched it
Oh.
and there's just so much like missed potential, but it's not something where you watch it and you don't like it and you're just like, oh, well, that was terrible. But it's something where you watch it and you're like, and you just theorize in your head, what if they did this? Like you craft your own version of what you just like watched. You know what I mean? Kind of like the prequels. Like you watch the
of Thrones.
prequels and you're like, man.
Yes, and
What if-
I'm glad you asked because
I wanna know
I'm
what
not
you're
going to
gonna
talk
do.
about everything that was wrong with the latest season of Game of Thrones. I could make a whole video series about that.
I kept meaning to bring that up. on
I'm
the
going to
podcast.
talk about how I would have rewritten the last 3 episodes.
Okay, let's hear
now,
this.
I'm going to keep myself to the same constraints the writers had. I'm not adding any more episodes, and I'm not going to change the major plot points, but I'm going to talk about how I would make them better. There's a whole series of YouTube. It's a whole series.
Yeah.
It's a YouTube subgenre now of I would have written Game of Thrones better. I don't fucking care what those people have to say. Half of them are like, oh, yeah, that might have been better. The other half are like, this is just as worse as fucking dog shit as what we already got.
There's one person who could have written Game of Thrones better. It's J.R. Martin. He's going to. Those books will come out eventually. I'll just wait.
You know,
Be patient, is what you're saying?
I think it's unfair because, yes, I've had those thoughts, but at the same time, I think to myself, if you are doing all the groundwork, sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees, like once the product is done, it's easy for somebody who wasn't involved creatively to say like,
Of
well,
course.
you could have made this better. You could have made that better. So
Yeah.
I don't, if I like something, cool. If I don't like something, all right, on to the next one.
All right.
But I will say, J.R.R. Tolkien, whatever the hell his name is,
Yeah.
has got it made now where he did get to see one of those paths
Yeah,
and
and
went,
he's like,
no, I'll do that. Like that. That's kind of a nice thing to have.
I'm not a creative guy like you guys. I'm not a writer, but that also just seems like a waste of time. It's like, why spend all that time going, oh, I could have made, John Wick 3 better, blah, blah, blah. I was like, why not just spend that time writing your own shit? And
Yeah.
learning from what you think.
Yeah, that's
like,
kinda
oh,
how
I didn't
I
like how they
feel.
did that. I won't do that in my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's they watch a
easier
story
to
with
make
these
a
10
blog.
with these
That's
10
fair.
like story beats and emotional beats and they go, "Well, 6 of them were good, but these other 4 I didn't like." It's like these guys made all fucking 10, all right? You're either with them or you're not.
I was thinking more so of like if you got the opportunity to make something like the Star Wars prequels, it's like I would have rather went this direction. Like what directions would you have taken? Like
something where you thought about that. Yeah.
Paul Walker doesn't
Yeah, something
die,
like that.
and then they keep making Fast and the Furious movies. That's
Just
that's where I would
deep
go.
fake Paul Walker.
Yeah, dude.
Make it good.
Throw an Instagram filter.
you know,
on some
I
generic. Yeah.
I'm someone who generally liked how like Lost ended and how see the last 2 seasons of Lost aren't my favorite of the whole run, but I still overall liked them. But even I will, if you put me in control of like the last season, I would have. There's all kinds of places I would have taken it that it didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been so locked in this kind of like continuing one storyline like the whole last season is. I would have spent like an episode with each one of the. One of the best episodes of the last season of Lost is Abe Terno, which is about this dude who doesn't age.
Yeah.
That episode is one of the only episodes that stands on its own in that last season. You know what I mean? In terms of like not part of the like ongoing just arc of the last
It's on
season.
the level with like the constant where you like you.
It's
can
just a
watch it.
standalone
Yeah.
thing, and it's a
Right.
fucking incredible episode.
Alpert's character,
I would
right?
have had way more episodes like that, where it's about that guy. There's an episode about really how did Dharma find the island? How did what was Widmore's personal connection to the island, and why did it mean so much to him? Why did I would have like done all these things that were more about moments on their own rather than this overarching thing that didn't really make sense until the end. And even then, some people it didn't make sense to them at all.
They try to do that.
That was
with-
my thought.
They tried to do one of those like with the episode about Jacob and the Man in Black.
Yeah.
and that one just tanked.
Yeah, I liked it, but it didn't. There's a lot that didn't resonate there. Yeah. So as much as I liked it, there's stuff I would have, done myself. I guess.
And I don't really get to spend that much time, writing with these guys either. And especially, So I don't have a lot of experience with that. And when watching or reading something or listening to something, I'm never really thinking like how I would do it. I'm just in entertainment mode. I'm like,
Yeah.
let me just enjoy what is
I'm just here to watch.
what has
That's
been
kind
given
of
to me.
and that's kind of how I am.
So
like,
I never go into like how I would have done it better
No,
because I don't
mean,
think I could.
I have ideas for what, but I don't think in terms of like they should have let me write it or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, but even Game of Thrones down to the last when a show is all over, that's when I have like ideas on like, well, what would I would have done? Okay, but I don't project that onto them, whatever. But even Game of Thrones down to that second to last one, everyone is so mad about that penultimate episode. And I was like, you know, I see it, but I'm still just kind of like watching it. It wasn't until it was over that I had like a lot of thoughts on what could have been different, you know. But that's just how I am.
If I'm disappointed in a show, I don't know, it doesn't stick out in my mind, even if I
Just turn it
devoted.
off.
Yeah, I don't know, like I'm just gonna throw out. I watched this show, The OA, on Netflix, and I watched it through to the end. Now it's got a second season, but I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, nah, I would have done this better, should have done this, and this.
Yeah.
I just like wrote it off and forgot about it. Whereas like, I'll never think about it again. I'll never watch it again. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
done with that. But if something really speaks to me, it's like, oh, I want to buy that on Blu-ray. I want to
Yeah.
rewatch that someday.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the bar for me. But
Well, yeah, for me, it's only shows it's shows that I care about that I even have those thoughts because I do care about them.
Yeah.
You know, if a show is just bad or it's just whatever, I just move on. But Lost, I have those thoughts just because it's like,
You're
well,
so
I
deep
love
into
that
it.
show.
Yeah.
What I don't think it's perfect though. What would have made it perfect to me? And my imagination will just run wild. But it's not like I think they should have done this. They should have done that. I don't, that like the petitions and shit online. I don't fuck that.
Yeah, that stuff's terrible.
And even
but
Game of
none
Thrones,
that.
I mean, I'll be I'm not exactly the first person to say that went in a shit direction, but even still, these petitions, I just
I'm
feel
pretty
like,
sure that petition is less about being real and more about just being a fuck you.
yeah, but Last Jedi had the same thing happen, and I'm just like,
dude, and the
let's move
Sonic
on.
petition actually worked. Who the fuck saw that coming?
Conspiracy. It was always going to be like that.
That just enables the petitioners. Now they feel like, well, it worked for Sonic.
They get
But I
one.
don't.
Except
Was
that
you
there a
get
peti-
one.
I don't
There
think there
was
was
a petition to like change it. I don't even think that was
I think
real.
there was one for Sonic.
You can't just change them. Like
I think they're just going off of public reaction.
Just outcry?
The movie did get pushed back until next year now.
Oh,
So maybe
yeah.
they really. It's now coming out instead of like October. It's now coming out on Valentine's Day 2020.
I did
Bring
not
your
know.
lover to see Sonic.
I didn't know that they pushed the date as well.
Yeah.
I
they
thought they
just did. That just happened.
that. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. Polish that turd.
All right. Well, thanks for the call,
Thanks, Chief.
Luigi.
Thanks, guys.
Your
Luigi Punch.
pal Yogi.
I would go with Spartan Punch. He had the Mark IV armor on.
Your pal Yogi, you vaping, bro?
Whoa, is he
Yo,
vaping?
what's in there?
What you
Strawberry?
vaping,
It's an
dude?
e-cigarette.
This is my pen. This is my ink pen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's an eye pen.
dude
not a-
smokes ink.
You're just
Vape
doing.
ink, huh?
You're doing the
You
pensive
got that
writer.
octopus vape?
Always.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're like a Bukowski sitting there pondering on what should be put on the next page.
Did you just say bukkake?
I ponder a lot of
Bukowski.
things, man. I ponder too much.
What have you been pondering lately, Vape Lord? Your pal.
If you guys could have an item from any fictional universe and it would have all the powers and anything like that, and you would be the only one to have that thing,
Okay.
what would you choose?
Wait, like a
I
real
already
thing
know
or
it.
like a-
Don't even have to think
like
about
a real
it.
thing. or like a
Rocco's got
prop?
it.
Rocco knows. He's already thought about
Yeah,
this.
lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
It'd be lightsaber.
Well, you're gonna get that next week.
And in a week,
Government will take
as
it
I
away.
said earlier, I'm gonna have my own custom, no one else will have it version of it, and you'll see it, and you will be excited. You'll be threatened and excited.
I got a better one.
Oh yeah.
Harry Potter wand.
Ooh.
And as soon as I go to Harry Potter Land
Expelliarmus.
at Universal Studios, I'm going to get it. And you use it there in real magic.
The real
happens.
thing. It's the
Fucking
real
make me
thing.
apparate. I would get. I want Mr. Wallace's briefcase from Pulp Fiction. I want to know what's in that motherfucker.
That would make the movie better,
Right?
You know,
To me.
finally get an answer.
Well, also, and whatever it was highly sought after.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, give me that, whatever was in, just give me that whole briefcase. Open it up.
You just made me shame. I want Scrooge McDuck's vault full of money.
Oh damn! But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cartoon cash. I don't think you use that.
He didn't say. It's
Yeah,
gold.
as opposed to the magic wand.
Gold coins.
All right.
I want. You know what? Fuck you. I want one of the dragons from Game of Thrones. I'm gonna take your gold.
That thing would kill you.
You'd melt the
No,
gold.
he
You're
liked
not.
me.
You're not dragonborn.
He just said
Yeah,
that
you're not
You're the only
Targaryen,
one that
dude.
could use it. So like I become.
You'd be like one of
The-
those.
Dothraki?
You'd be one of
Yeah.
those like warlocks of Marine who try to use it and then they get burnt up.
People were saying they're surprised I didn't say morpher. I ain't wanting to put on the spandex suit and the
You don't want
helmet.
to
and
henching
stuff.
up?
No.
Could you
A
imagine Rocco
a
doing all that
lightsaber-
work?
A lightsaber is just you fuck around with that thing.
Oh,
like,
dude,
how cool.
You could scare the shit out of ISIS with that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you looking for? You want a holy hand grenade or some other type of?
bullshit.
You want the thing from Worms?
Yeah. What's the thing from Worms?
The holy hand grenade.
Oh, it's a Monty Python reference. They use that in Worms 3D too.
Yeah, dude, it's like the ultimate weapon.
Oh fuck. Got to get back on some Worms.
Worms rules.
I was a Lemmings.
No,
guy.
I mean, I think I might choose like something like, I don't know, the flying Nimbus from
Oh yeah, that'd be
Dragon
good.
Ball, something like that.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Maybe like one of the lions from Voltron. I mean, just
Just
like
one?
crazy weapon
One,
like
you
that.
could combine
One of
them.
them.
Why not all of Voltron assembled together? And you got like 5 pods you can ride around.
Ooh, the Tony Stark suit.
Yeah.
Which one? Mark
Ooh.
IV? Mark.
No, the one
Mark
from
Maron.
Avengers 1978 CBS made for TV movie.
Okay.
Where he looks like a giant steel like
Yeah.
butt plug with rubber arms.
Yeah.
You don't want that Infinity Gauntlet? You could just snap some shit.
Nah, too evil.
Ooh, that would be cool. Oh yeah, if you had the Infinity Gauntlet, you could just kind of materialize anything, huh? You really could. You have the fabric of the universe at your hand.
Well,
Maybe
then
I pick that.
you just take like one of the Star Trek what are the food maker things where they can just make anything?
Yeah,
out of, like
the
antimatter.
whatever,
that kind of-
materialize.
Oh,
or whatever.
dude, the
You-
DeLorean from Back to the Future.
That's a good
Hello.
answer.
I don't want to fuck with time.
answer.
I don't want
Alright.
to fuck with time.
See, you said that Will Smith's like everyone's best buddy. Why don't you wish for that genie in a bottle and you just rub old Will, pop
Rub
him
me
out?
the right
But
way.
you only get 3 things.
Yeah, but you get a best friend in him whenever you want him.
I'm gonna take Maximilian Pegasus Millennium
You know what?
Eye from Yu-Gi-Oh, and then
You
I
do
can
ponder deep stuff, your pal.
Go to Vegas.
Yogi.
You've really opened it up here for us.
Kudos
Thank
to
you.
you.
I'm gonna have a fucking lightsaber next week. I'm getting
I'm
so
gonna
fucking
I'm gonna do
excited.
something unprecedented here. I'm gonna go follow-up question. What else do you ponder?
If you had your own small council,
Okay.
let's say Game of Thrones, or I
Okay.
guess Garrett, you don't really watch Game of Thrones. If you could choose just like, I don't know, Metal Gear characters or whatever to counsel you in your rule,
Okay.
Yeah.
who do you choose?
Oh,
All right.
Okay. How many is the limit? How many is on our small count?
is there a limit?
Let's say 4 or 5,
4. Let's make it 4.
somewhere around there.
Oh, I already know mine.
I already know mine as well.
What do you got?
Who wants to go first?
I'll just say mine. The founding fathers.
Oh.
I would have all the original presidents and stuff because everything they held dear still applies today.
Ah, weak sauce.
See, I was thinking I would predate the founding fathers, go with the prototype for this whole movement. I would get the Knights of the Round Table. I'd get Lancelot. I'd get Gandalf.
Does it
No,
matter
who's
if they're can they be
who's the
fictional
wizard?
No,
characters?
it is Lancelot.
Yeah, of
Gandalf.
course they can be fictional
can be
characters. They can be
fictional,
from
alright.
different universes
King
if you want
Arthur?
to.
Napoleon Bonaparte,
Okay.
Alexander the Great,
Okay.
Julius Caesar,
You're
and Gandalf.
Oh, he's conquering.
And Gandalf.
Divide and conquer, huh?
No,
I want
just good leadership, you know.
Stalin.
No, God.
Oh,
Wait, what?
He's a bad guy.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I want Churchill.
Yeah.
I want because Churchill's speech at the beginning of Aces High, Derek. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's fucking inspiring. So you throw Churchill around there. Still give me Gandalf from Knights of the Round.
Yep.
I'm
That's
with
2
you.
Gandalfs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 different Gandalf the white, Gandalf the gray.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm gonna keep it in the Tolkien universe. Give me Smaug as
Oh,
well.
wow.
I want him on my side.
Okay.
Wait, I said founding fathers, but I want Lincoln in there.
Sure.
I don't know if
You can add a Lincoln.
He's
You want-
the
you want
16th
Mount
president.
Rushmore.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want that team.
smart.
That's what I should. Because I want if I do something bad with the lights, I that's too much power. I want to be kept in check. So if I break something with a lightsaber, Lincoln can be like, I know that.
Here we go.
shit.
All fictional.
He hates
I'm going to
justice.
change my answer to all fictional
Okay.
characters.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm
gonna do a mix because I
didn't get to finish what I thought Lincoln would say.
Oh, okay.
I know there's a God, and that he hates injustice.
Who is that?
It's Lincoln.
Lincoln. He's
President
thinking
Lincoln.
Sound
Abraham.
like Sir Davos again.
No,
Sound like
this
Bill Whitmore Theater
this
over there.
is Sir
No.
Davos. And if you're going to bitch, do it here. Regain some order. That's Davos.
You do yours and then I'll do
Anyway,
mine.
go ahead. It's okay.
All right, all fictional cancel. 4 people. I would have Batman,
Ooh,
one.
good one. Yeah,
Yoda,
Okay.
powerful.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard,
Wow. Okay.
and probably have to go Master Splinter.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want the smartest people I can think of. So I'm
Sorry, I
going.
went dummies.
I'm going James Madison.
Okay.
I'm going L from Death Note.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
All right.
A better detective than Batman could be.
Yes, I think
No
so.
fucking. Shut the
figured
fuck
out.
up.
I don't know.
Let's just say one of them got defeated, one of them didn't.
Oh,
I'm going Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, smartest man alive.
weak power,
Stretchiest
though,
man.
man.
No, doesn't matter about power, it matters about the brain. He started the Illuminati.
That's
he
true.
got Hulk off the planet. He's a smart guy.
How do you lift
right.
something that heavy? Figured it out. And let me guess, Cameron Diaz from Bad Teacher.
Yeah. Favorite
And
movie.
you know what? The chat is pointing out that we are not choosing strong female leaders
all right,
in
wait,
our
wait,
council.
Then let me. Yes, good point. Let me choose who's the smartest.
Hillary Clinton.
Add some
of all
diversity,
time.
Ryan.
Who's? Oh fuck.
What's
You
her
better
name?
say Lupita Nyong'o right now,
Nope.
or I'm gonna fucking walk out of this room.
You know who I'm gonna say?
Who?
I'm gonna say
Mother Teresa.
Scarlett Johansson from Lucy because she knows everything.
Oh,
She took
yeah.
that-
she
she took that
unlocked her
brain-
brain
She
or
unlocked
whatever.
her brain and knew
She took
everything.
that brain pill.
Yep.
She took that to Alpha Brain and fucked her up.
Yeah. That's what the movie's about.
Yeah, I might have to change my answer.
Go ahead.
All right. Thanks for the call, your pal Yogi.
Yeah, of course, man. Hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you. You really got the juices flowing. there.
Did you have another answer to give? Or-
No, I've said
Hey.
enough bullshit today.
I want to say to everyone watching tonight, if you like our stream, if you like tuning in on Twitch, if you're watching this on Twitch, you get a free sub every month for, if you got Amazon Prime, you get what they call a Twitch Prime sub, and it's free. It's
cool
to do. And then you get all the like emoticons and stuff that we have in the emotes, whatever they call them, in our chat. We added a bunch like a week ago. So throw us your sub on here if you like it. They unsub you every month too, so you got to redo it. But
And I found
it
you
now.
can now do it through your phone again.
Can you?
oh, cool.
Yeah, you can't really do it through the app, but you can do it through a browser on your phone.
Now, I noticed nobody mentioned Jesus.
Oh.
Well, because he's, he's,
saying.
but you know what? But nobody mentioned him because they didn't see him because that was when he carried me.
You know
You
what?
know what? I'm gonna
Because there were-
say same Batman versus Jesus logic. One of them got defeated.
Yeah.
Well, one
And
of
the
them came
other one
back.
didn't.
I want Pontius Pilate. I want Stalin.
No.
I want Oh, wait, that's right.
Batman came back.
From time to shoot a time bullet at Darkseid.
Was that Hush?
They were
What do you
talking
guys-
about different things. Let's talk to,
Jesus didn't tap.
and neither will I.
Get Vlad the Impaler, Lucifer.
Lemon cables. What is it? What is that?
Lorenzo
The Lucifer.
Colosi.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Hold on. Let me turn on video.
No, you hold on.
So,
I want to go so evil that
Hi.
I just
Hello.
overwhelm your council.
Yo, how's it
of
going?
holiness.
It's got the
Hey, everything's
classic
great.
shirt, the classic L
Yeah.
shirt.
I'm calling from Italy. It's actually 5 a.m. here.
Oh, no kidding. Good.
It's the first time.
Wow.
First time I'm catching the stream live. I usually listen to the YouTube.
Wow, that's
Nice.
crazy. Well, good to see you. Yeah, what did you have a comment or a question?
Hey, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What is the best part about living in Italy? What is the worst part about living in Italy?
Oh yeah, thanks. I missed the last stream. That's what I wanted to answer.
Oh,
the
good.
best part about living in Italy is the food because it's great.
I
We have
knew
the
that
best
was
food.
going to be it.
That's
Hell
it.
yes.
And the panorama. And the worst part about living in Italy is the people. They suck.
Really?
Same here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they're annoying. I don't know. It's just
Isn't that
place.
kind of? Oh, I was just going to say that's kind of the conclusion they come to in the episode of The Sopranos where they go over to Italy. Is Paulie is so enamored by everything there, and then he sits down at a cafe and sees those guys sitting there, and he's like "Commendatore," and they just scowl at him, and then he goes,
Yeah, well, I think that's more of a thing about Italian Americans going back to Italy because it's very different. The culture is entirely different.
"Yeah, that's
it's more
true.
about
That's probably pretty annoying him doing that too."
He's
yeah.
a tourist there. They don't. They don't like
Why do
that.
the
But-
people suck?
It's more because the
Because of
place I
people.
live in is it's full of old people, and Italy in general is very old and old-minded. We don't have a lot of technology. We don't have a lot of progress, and it's mostly like we don't really care about technology. We don't care about progress. We don't look forward. It's very antiquated.
Interesting.
Oh,
All right.
Interesting.
Okay.
And the worst part is that I can't come to game days. That's what I really want to go to.
I mean, you could try.
I fucking hate the
Hey.
internet.
It's very expensive.
It is, you know, but
They gotta get on this thing called an aeroplane.
Didn't
you
somebody
know?
come
Ah,
from Norway last year?
yeah,
much.
New tech.
baller.
and New Zealand, Australia, all kinds of places.
All right,
I,
so
I'd like to make it.
did you have a question for us?
Yeah, I actually had one thing I wanted to mention to you, Derek, which is that the Plague game that you were talking about before, it's made by a studio in France called Asobo Studio, and that's a development company that worked mainly on Disney games, on like Pixar games, and they worked on Ratatouille, the Ratatouille game.
No way.
So they
funny
used some of the
The
Rats
game
model
takes
from
place
that.
in France, and I just assumed that it was made by French developers because it does like the mouths move, but the English doesn't match up. And I was thinking, like, I bet this was originally made in French.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
cool.
confirm my beliefs.
Plague.
yeah. And the thing for Garrett, you were mentioning before the Call of Cthulhu game, and I don't know, I wanted to ask you if you ever played the Vampire the Masquerade game that came out.
Oh, how
like,
funny.
in
We were
2004.
Talking about that.
before the podcast we were talking about because Vampire the Masquerade is getting a sequel game.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
following
years
that.
later. No, and we were talking about even further back than the video game, the pencil and paper role playing game Vampire the Masquerade. And
I just got the.
I knew quite a lot
It
of
ju-
people who played at a local coffee shop, but I never partook in that or the first video game.
Oh yeah, I just got the role playing book. I have it over there. It's very popular in Italy, and
is.
because I played the video game recently and I had a lot of fun. I really had a blast. I recommend it because it's that same kind of first person exploration and mystery kind of game.
I've heard so many good things, and I've heard it recommended to me personally so many times. So I'm thinking if this sequel, Vampire the Masquerade 2, the video game, gets like a console release, I might check that out.
I think it will. I hope it really lives up because the original is such a
Cult
very
classic,
tight,
man.
great experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of unplayed. It's kind of unplayable right now because you need to mod it to get it to work on
Yeah,
recent
it's dated
console. But
too, right?
yeah, the last thing I had to ask is to Rocco because he said some time ago, I don't remember when, that pizza without a topping is not a real pizza. It's not like a meal.
Yeah, I mean, you got what's the point of it? You know, it's like, come on, you got to.
It's like a taco shell without
margarita pizza?
filling.
Yeah,
Battle of the two
exactly.
Italians here. Who's
Just a
more
platform.
Italian?
What are you talking about here?
I've gone to every single person I know and I asked them that question. I told them what you think about it, and everyone like scowled at it because pizza is supposed to be just cheese pizza. It's margarita. It's like the basic.
I knew the old country was going to come back to correct me. Because that's true. The real shit when you go there is,
Margarita?
I mean, they
Pizza
keep
de
it
margarita.
simple. They keep it simple. But that's kind of a philosophy with all kinds of food there, wouldn't you say? Again, not to keep bringing up the Sopranos episode where they go to Italy, but I remember a story about like James Gandolfini asked for cheese to put on his pasta and they like laughed him out of the restaurant.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
full of those stories here where
Right.
foreigners come in and try to ask for cheese on pasta, where like seafood dishes where you usually wouldn't put it on here. I don't know what you guys do, but yeah, usually you don't put like cheese on certain dishes, and you get all sorts of funny requests from Italian Americans. But
You know what?
it's just a cultural thing.
It is, but you know what? We're here over here. We put stuff on pizza, and I'm telling you, just in the technology has evolved. I know you talked about that yourself. That you wish the country would adapt and embrace new technology. We did.
Embrace pepperoni.
Yeah.
We have pepperoni.
We get
got
crazy.
meatball, and to
Pineapple.
not use that. In it of itself is a spit in the face of technology and the future, right? Wouldn't you say? Yes.
Yeah.
You agree with me.
I agree completely.
And
I
therefore,
love
what I say
Hawaiian.
is correct. Just cheese pizza, it's not real pizza. It's actually an insult to progress.
Lorenzo, I
I
want to ask
wouldn't
you,
go that far.
I want to ask you some pop culture questions about Italy. I want to know
Go
what's
right ahead.
going on in Italy right now. What is the biggest song in Italy right now?
I don't follow Italian music that much, but we really recently had like a very interesting contestant that was from is an immigrant, and he was naturalized Italian, and he had a very popular song that actually went to the Eurovision music contest.
How does it go?
Mahmood? That's his name, right?
Yeah, Mahmood. Yeah, you got it.
Ryan knows
He's
this guy.
very popular right now.
Oh, Ryan's
Yeah, yeah.
a bit more cultured than I am. All right, what's the biggest movie in Italy right now?
We mainly watch what Americans watch, like
Endgame.
pop culture
Endgame is
stuff.
still
Yeah,
Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah,
Isn't that funny?
We have-
It's just
Taking over.
we
the
have our
world.
own
Hollywood,
thing.
man.
What's the biggest TV show in Italy right now?
Game of Thrones.
Damn.
Just the same.
Dang, taking over the world. All right, and who's the biggest Italian celebrity? You know, who's in the
We
news?
have like a bunch of jokers that do their silly TV stuff. Most of the young people don't watch TV because it's just for old people, and they have their own shows and do their silly things.
Ain't
But
it the truth?
it's just boring.
There's no like you know, I don't know who the biggest
The most
celebrities are.
popular people here in Italy, I guess, are politicians because we have so much fun making fun of them. So I guess yeah, our politicians are
Do you
the
guys still
guys
have the
that we.
president who fucks ladies on an island?
No, we don't.
They got rid of him.
Okay.
yeah.
But he's still running. He's still trying to get back
for
to his
him, man.
position.
Still,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Don't let that dream die.
And what do you think the biggest misconception that Americans have about Italy is that you want to set straight right now?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I think like the cook stuff, like the cuisine stuff. Like, hey, yeah, I love Italy. I like eating pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it because yeah, just like I said, the best part is food. But
Now,
we're not only that. We got a lot of stuff.
What's the best dish in Italy? What's
best-
your
best
your
thing you
favorite
could eat.
food?
Yeah.
Eggplant parmesan. It's the
Oh,
best.
parm.
I love eggplant.
Absolutely.
I've had it.
I had relatives
best.
that made that, and it was godlike. I remember when
Ah,
they
I
told me
love
about it. I'm like, "Is that going to be that good?" And it was amazing.
eggplant
All
pie.
right,
not a
and,
fan.
and final
However-
question.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Specifically here in Italy,
wanna save a
in my
final,
part of
fine.
Italy, the Tuscany is the steak. We have a specific steak that is very
Yeah.
large, and it's only rare. You can only have it rare, and it's like
Yeah.
this big. It's gigantic steak, and it's great. Bistecca alla
Okay.
fiorentina.
To
Here,
get
this
off
question.
of food, and I saw this posed
This
in
is
the
a
chat.
very important question.
This was posed in the chat as well. You have two Jersey Shore experts, I'd say, sitting on both sides of me right here. How do the Italians feel about the Jersey Shore MTV series?
It was just silly to us. We didn't even see them as Italian.
didn't?
Because it wasn't advertised as Italians. It was like advertised as Americans. Oh, it's Americans.
Now, did they take
agree.
pride in their Italian heritage?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, but
Snooki-
they are
Yeah,
American.
they did.
I mean, we can't deny
But
that.
because
Well, they weren't
I didn't
all
watch
Italian.
it, I didn't realize until later that they were Italian. So it
Wasn't
didn't
one of
hit
them
me at
Irish?
all.
Yeah, JWoww is Irish.
Yeah,
What was
no,
Pauly
but also-
D?
No, not. Oh man, not Ronnie, not Pauly D.
All right, and
Whatever.
real quick, what is the worst swear word in Italian
okay.
that you can teach us right now?
That isn't racist.
Okay, yeah, the
You go
basic
racist,
is
it's a different
vaffanculo.
language.
Vaffanculo is fuck you.
Oh yeah, I hear that all the time.
Vaffanculo, yeah. But the worst stuff, the stuff that you can't say on television, it's when you swear at God. And I wouldn't recommend you to
don't
do
say
it,
that.
but
Blasphemous.
it depends
What's
on
the word?
yeah, blasphemy.
How do you say it?
You say an offensive thing and then Dio. Dio is God. So like if you want to say that God's a pig, it's porco Dio, and that's what we usually say in Italy. Yeah.
Porco
When someone gets
Dio?
mad, they say porco Dio, cazzo.
Do you hear people a lot go, "Maron"?
I don't want to hear it.
No, Madonna is not a thing that you say.
Marona mi, no?
Porco.
No, it's
Dio.
like a lesser thing, and it's maybe more at the south because I'm like in the center of Italy, and it differs everywhere you go.
So I'm gonna do it in the American accent, Southern California. I'm gonna say the worst thing you can say. Here we go. I am pissed off. Porco Dio.
I'm telling you.
Good, great, perfect,
Nailed it.
Hell yeah.
fantastic.
Porco Dio.
Buonissimo, buonissimo.
Nice. I'm ready to go to Italy.
I was supposed to go to Italy years ago, and I had to cancel the trip, and I'm still bitter about it. I'm gonna come back. I am going to go. I'm determined.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, Rocco, where is your family from? What part of Italy?
They're from Barile.
Barile.
Yeah.
But,
He's
like,
never
you mean
heard
like
of it.
Bari?
Wow.
Do you hang out there a lot?
Bari, I think you mean Bari, which is at the south of Italy.
No.
I don't know if it's
No,
Barile.
I definitely
I
don't
don't know.
mean that.
Rocco's been faking this whole time.
I don't know.
I gotta see your birth
I don't
certificate
know.
now. I don't know if you're actually Italian.
There is probably a place called Barile, which means barrel in Italian.
Yeah, I
but-
knew it meant barrel, basically. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, because it sounds very similar to Bari, which is a very important place in Italy, but it's at the south. I'm
Wait,
at
that's
the
your
middle.
last name. How do you spell that?
Botte, Rocco Botte, which is Rocco barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means barrel, basically.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just kidding, Rocco, because we had that guy from Puerto Rico call and be like,
Yeah.
"Well, what's the traditional drink that Puerto Ricans drink?" I didn't know. And then they're like, "You're not a real Puerto Rican."
Yeah.
Oh, he called you out
No
on your
more
heritage.
natives calling us and
It's okay.
and making us feel
We
bad
are American.
about our
We
heritage.
gotta call you. Where we gotta find out you're
From
a fake person?
from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Oh, there you
Well,
go.
listen,
Providence,
the
Regina.
whole thing, I'm trying to make sure. Somebody in the chat said Rocco has a Mega64 object name, just like any of the videos. Raymond Couch, Rocco
Barrel.
Barrel. Yeah, really,
David
honestly,
Chips.
maybe that's where. Fuck, this is like a twist. This is like a plot
Inception,
twist.
dude.
Wow. But anyway, I was trying to hit it off good with this caller because when I go to Italy, I don't want to. I blew all this money before and I didn't even go, so I'm crashing with wherever this guy lives.
Sure.
So just
Whenever you want.
whatever that
Futon.
psychologist couch is back there, I'll
you can
make
sleep
sure
on
on
the
that.
magic cards right there.
Yeah, and
All right. We really appreciate your call, Lorenzo.
you.
Thank you for calling.
Can
Thank
I
you for staying
quickly
up late.
call out my friend? He's a bigger fan than me of you. It's Sebastian, and I'd like
Oh,
to thank him
Sebastian.
and
Alright.
everything.
Mwah.
You guys
All
keep
right.
on rocking.
This
Thanks
is
a lot.
message to Sebastian. Sebastian, fuck you, Sebastian. You suck.
in
Porco
English.
Dio, Sebastian.
Oh,
Porco Dio.
Damn, he lost his faith.
Porco Rosso.
That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Thanks for your call,
All right.
Lorenzo.
See ya, guys.
Bye.
I like the international calls.
That was a
we're
great
getting.
call. That was an
We had
excellent
Amir
call.
from Israel.
Yeah.
I
We're
know.
learning about all the.
Soon to be teacher from China.
Yeah, straight from kind of China.
Bankers from Boston.
Lonely Bonely.
Hey guys,
What
Bankers
country
from
are you from?
Lonely Bonely.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Hey
hear you.
guys.
Turn your
Hey,
speaker
that last
down.
one was really good. So,
Yeah, we
hey
got
guys.
Call.
Hey
Hey,
guys.
that last
You want a loop?
Yeah, this is gonna suck. Sorry.
Hey, guys.
I don't really have not from Italy or anything.
All right, Lonely Bonely, what's up?
I just had a couple questions. I had one for you, Derek, and then one for the rest of the group.
All right.
Derek, you recently played A Link to the Past. You streamed yourself playing it for the first time, and I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Have you thought about playing any other games or streaming anything else?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I streamed A Link to the Past because I legitimately wanted to play A Link to the Past. I didn't set out to be like a video game streamer. So if there's another game that I feel, hey, I want to beat this, and if it's natural, I don't want to force it. There were a
Yeah.
lot of games. I was thinking about doing Secret of Mana because I heard that's a good game.
That
and-
game rules.
and I have it on the Super Nintendo here. But honestly, streaming was kind of a lot of work. I showed up like an hour or 2 hours early to work every single day to get this stream going. And when it was done, it was kind of a relief.
It was
So-
fun to kind of watch you develop and get better at streaming because when you first started off, you'd have these you'd be a little quiet, but then as you kind of did it more, you seemed to get better at it. So it was kind of cool to watch you learn and grow as a streamer, I guess.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I was trying to focus on the game, and I think maybe I just got the hang of Zelda as I went on, so I was more comfortable talking. That's another thing. Talking and playing video games doesn't come easily for me. When I play
Yeah.
video games at home, I'm like in the zone, silent.
Yep.
So
It's a totally different experience, and I don't actually like playing games on stream to completion
Yeah.
or games that I would want to enjoy as far as like finishing it and getting all the story because while I'm streaming, I'm so I guess aware of an entertainment value that I can't just sit there slack-jawed and play and entertain myself with
And there
the
were a
game.
couple times I was streaming where like I had to like struggle to get here because of my schedule, and I would like skip breakfast, wouldn't have any coffee, and I would get on there and I would just be like on an empty stomach, kind of like woozy, like a little lightheaded, being like, yeah, I don't know what to say right now. I'm just playing this game. I'm just playing it.
Yeah, but people like that Derby streaming. They want
I
season 2.
I watched that at work sometimes. It was a real fun stream.
Thank you guys.
If it's a game that I have to really, really focus on, yeah, streaming is hard for that. But I have found that I love, my favorite thing to stream are games that I really know. like games from my like top 20 favorite games.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I
Exactly.
streamed all of Final Fantasy 7 and not that it's in my top 20 at all, but Resident Evil 5. It was a game I knew inside and out, and it was fun to play on stream because I could give my commentary on all of it. Like, oh, this part of Final Fantasy, this part that's about to happen scared the hell out of me when I played it 20 years ago. Here's you know what I mean? Like I have stuff to offer, and I can say all that while I'm playing it, and it's effortless to do that as opposed to like, what am I doing? What? Oh, I don't even, you know what I mean? Learning it.
I typically will have played the level that I am streaming that week on the PPS.
Yeah.
Like the day or the night before.
Oh, that's smart.
So I get through what I have to do, and I know, yeah, okay, that's the key that unlocks the door, and it's over there. Because what I hate more than anything is being on stream and going, how do I open this fucking door?
Yeah.
All right, 2
I
hours
had
of
some moments of that.
2 hours of I can't open this fucking door because I don't know where the key is. So I like to go in prepared.
I could never do that. Playing it the night before and then stream it the day after. And I mean, honestly, it'd make for a better stream because I'd know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
But just mentally doing something again I just did, I can't do it. But that's why I quit the Nier Automata. You want me to do the prologue again? Yeah, well, now you know how to do it. It'll be easy. I don't want to do it again. I can't. When I just did it, I can't. It's such an impatience I have with video games. You know, oh, you died in Sonic Mania, do the level over again. I can't. I don't want to do it again. I can't. It drives me insane.
Well, I luckily had the chat there with me. I would not have been able to defeat that game and beat Ganon.
Yeah.
That is super
without my
helpful.
loyal friends in the chat helping me out. But thanks for the compliments, Lonely Bonely. Maybe I'll do Secret of Mana. You know what?
I mean, that was a cool game. It's been a long time though, so I don't know.
I still love that Final Fantasy VII stream. I rewatch it every now and then.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I really should do another full game stream like that. Like that was one where I just every now and then came on and played an hour of it. And it was a lot of fun. I got to do that with another game. RE4 is on Switch now, but I'm so tempted to like just stream the PS4 version every day or something like that.
Can you stream
The Devil May Cry 5 stream recently.
All right. So what was your question for everybody?
Probably a question you guys have gotten before. It's not very original or anything, but what is your favorite console or the console you have the most treasured memories on?
Super Nintendo.
PlayStation 1, baby.
For me, Super Nintendo was where video games became like beyond the beyond to me. Like, oh, this is like games were not just a distraction; they became stories. You know what I mean? Like when Final Fantasy came to Super Nintendo and even Secret of Mana and all that other stuff. It was like, holy shit, this is incredible. So probably Super Nintendo, but man, I have a lot of great, in terms of my more mature life, I guess, Dreamcast was where it was like, shit, like I want to maybe like spend my life either working on video games or being in that industry. So both of those, either Super Nintendo or the Dreamcast for me were when I was like hit, like smitten.
You know, this is going to be maybe controversial, maybe not. Maybe this will surprise people. I have good memories with so many consoles at every era, but I think I have the best memories playing Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fair. I mean, that was a super popular console.
I think like that
super good online
that era
communities.
was for me kind of like a golden age of video games where online was really strong. There were really, I mean, my favorite game pretty much of all time is Fallout 3. Played that on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Like I have so many memories, like playing Minecraft on there for hours and hours, playing Call of Duty Black Ops and Battlefield online.
Oh yeah, Battlefield.
I think
Modern
360.
Warfare.
I think 360 is that for a lot of people. I remember when we did that one 24-hour like Nintendo event or whatever that was. We did an event for Nintendo, and I remember they went around and asked people where they got into video games. And I remember in my team, we were in different teams.
Yeah.
But I remember in my room with my team, everyone but me said the 360. Like the 360 is where that's where they really got into games, and there was a community and there was all of that. I think for me, it wasn't that just because I was never I mean, I thought 360 was a great system. It changed video games. I mean, it did.
360 was the first console that I really kickstarted online gaming for.
Yeah,
me.
that's where online didn't become some weird novelty. It became like, no, that's what you have. Like that's where it, you know.
Xbox Live.
So I think it's incredibly revolutionary, but it wasn't my thing just because I didn't that wasn't my thing in video games. For me, I wanted to get lost in these single player, you know what I mean? And 360 had some great ones, but for me, PS3 served up more of my type of shit that I wanted to play. So that's where I kind of went with that. But I don't think 360 is a bad choice at all. I think that's
a very
yeah.
fair
I mean,
choice.
Grand Theft Auto 4, Assassin's Creed, Fallout 3,
and BioShock.
I never really got into BioShock, but like I was playing, like I said, Call of Duty and Battlefield. Like I kind of played so many video games. And also that was the time in my life where I had the most free time to dedicate to video games. I was in my 20s, living on my own, could pretty much game for like 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day sometimes. Like play video games till 6 in the morning and then fall asleep, wake up, start playing video games again. Can't really do that anymore. So maybe it's just,
that was your sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's why the
I don't-
PlayStation
I don't have,
hit me.
I don't really have too many days like that myself, but every now and then there'll be a certain game where it's like, it starts to be one of those games where it's like, you start to calculate in your head, like, do I really have to be at this thing? Okay, yeah. Whatever. Every now and then, or it's like Christmas and I have like a day off and I'll be, okay, I'm going to play Red Dead from morning to night. But man, that's few and far between. But that I never really had that with 360. I think PlayStation 1, I do remember some RPGs on there I would play like all day. But
for me, it wasn't even RPGs.
That was the last era for me.
It was the survival horror action adventure. You know, it was the Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Metal Gear. It was those action games that just stuck with me until, today.
I want to go way out there and say I think the thing that brings it back to me is Game Boy Advance, because I had that thing on.
Yeah, I
that
played
thing
a
got
lot
me
of Game
through.
Boy Advance.
I would play that at school. I would play that, in between classes. I would play that at, in between work. That thing was always in my pocket from when I was like 15 to whenever the 3DS came out. Or DS, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It allowed me to kind of replay a lot of those older Super Nintendo titles like Final Fantasy VI, just kind of on the go, like whenever I wanted to. It was perfect. That was the way I got to enjoy a lot of these.
Yeah, I had a lot of great portable game experiences, and I remember when Game Boy Advance was out, I remember telling people about it, and it was always scoffed at as like, oh, you have a kid's toy. I play Xbox, I play game, whatever. It like I knew tons of people who played video games, but portable, it was always whatever. But I had so many great experiences with Game Boy and Advance. I mean, Link's Awakening is one of my favorite games of all time. I could go on.
I'm even thinking I would bring like my Xbox and my whole like Rock Band setup. I would take that around to like people's houses.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love the 360. I had good experiences with every console, but that was probably the best for me.
It's a big one up there.
Thanks for your call, Lonely Bonely.
Thanks, guys, for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
See, I was the only one who got Rock Band on PS3. All my friends got it on Xbox.
No,
I got it on PS3.
I had it on
You did.
PS3 too.
Yeah, and then so when they ported all that to PS4, all the songs worked, and I was stoked. I was like, oh, I can move all that over there. Who's this?
Flint Woody.
Hey, what up?
Yo.
What up?
How you guys doing?
I'm all right.
Doing all right.
Thinking about PlayStation.
We got
Hey.
Flint Woody now.
Think about you.
You got me. Yeah, I have a pretty quick question. Just wondering if there are any video games you guys are excited for. They're going to be coming out this year, whenever. Like, what's your most excited deal?
I got a sneeze in the works. So
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
I
Cyberpunk.
think
But there's no date for that.
Yeah, I mean Final Fantasy VII remake, Cyberpunk. That's really all that's on my horizon. Oh, Death Stranding.
What's
Yeah.
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk
2077?
2077. You haven't seen any of the cutscenes or anything for that?
Nope.
I have no interest in that.
Big project. What is it? Project Red or what?
CD Projekt Red. The guys who made
CD
The
Projekt
Witcher
Red.
are making a first-person giant, like massive. Think like Skyrim level cyberpunk game inside Night City.
It looks like what I wanted Deus Ex to be.
Yeah, it looks
that
like
could be
everyone talks about their game that they're like Skyrim's the game I can play forever. People are still playing Skyrim.
Yeah.
that looks like the game that's like, oh, I can play this forever because that is everything I want.
I don't have time to play games that big anymore. But that does sound interesting.
Yeah, as far as like big AAA titles that are on the horizon.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing Switch.
Yeah, I feel like
I'll be
I
there.
feel like Mr. like wet blanket because all my friends are when faced with this question, it's always Cyberpunk, Animal Crossing, or like I know a lot of people into Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
And I have like less than zero interest in any of those. I have no.
So what's your answer?
So,
Death Stranding?
Oh,
Death Stranding, yeah.
Death Stranding. I feel like is actually maybe on the horizon now, and yeah, Judgment by the Yakuza team.
Oh yeah. Didn't that get pushed
But
back,
you know, because
though?
that's just me. I'm into more of like, give me a fucking story. Like that's what I love in a game. Judgment. No, I don't think it got pushed back here.
Some guy they pushed it back because one of the voice actors in Japan got like busted.
Yeah,
for coke.
that didn't affect the U.S.
Okay,
release
good,
though.
good.
But yeah, that's coming here. So Judgment
Just a
and
little Coke.
Oh, in Japan. That's
and
a
it's
big
not a
thing.
new game, but them remaking Link's Awakening for the Switch is really awesome. So I'm really excited for that. But that's not really a new
Ghost
game.
of Tsushima also kind of looks cool, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
that-
totally
that
forgot
did
about
look
that
cool.
one. That looks dope.
And Last of Us 2.
Yeah, Last of Us
That's
2.
true.
But
Last
but
of Us
again,
2.
I'm not even really like focusing on that. It's like, yeah, that's probably gonna be dope. I'll
that'll
play it when it comes
come
out.
out, yeah.
I'm ready for it. Whatever. But
Final Fantasy remake. Final Fantasy 7.
I don't have.
When that comes out
I
in
have
6
no faith.
fucking years.
I mean, I'm excited because that's one of my favorite stories fucking ever in media. I love.
But you're not excited
Final
to see
Fantasy
what that's
7.
gonna be like?
I'm excited to see. I don't have faith in it as like a game. I'm excited because I love those
Yeah,
characters,
yeah.
but I just don't. It looks like it plays like 15 to me, and I just was so burned by that. But I love those characters in that story, so I mean I'm excited in the sense
Yeah.
of like I want to
See,
see more. But
That's what sells me on 7 is that 15 was the only one that I played, and I like the combat, and I hate turn-based strategy or whatever shit like that. So I might give 7 a shot when that comes out. But yeah,
Oh, immediate like this summer release. I've already pre-ordered it on Steam. Wrath, Aeon of Ruin or Age of Ruin.
What is that?
It's the new game built in the Quake engine
Oh.
by 3D Realms. I'm very excited to get into that.
I heard news this week that George R. R. Martin is working with From Software on a video game.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
that's a
About-
rumor. Yeah, there's a
Well,
rumor about that.
Some news came out. I think it's called something Rune. I can't remember the first word, but supposedly the leaked story is that it's going to be about Norse mythology, and you're going to have to infiltrate 5 kingdoms, working your way up to the king
Sounds
of each
cool.
of these kingdoms to slay them and then like acquire their powers to yourself. And G.R.R. Martin is working on the backstory for each of these kingdoms and stuff. So that actually sounds pretty interesting to me if that's true.
That would be a good match.
Norse
That
match
sounds
for
really
them.
interesting.
I
But
would play that.
other than that, I don't really follow video game news. I don't know what's on the horizon. So
Not much is the
Cyberpunk
problem.
sounds interesting.
yeah.
Everything is
we're-
either coming
We're in like a
out-
fucking lull right now, like in between consoles and shit. So, like,
You
yeah,
get the cream of the crop though. In this era, you get the best games come out at the end of a console life.
And I
Yeah.
mean, this is the end. Next year is the
Yeah.
projected PS5 and all
So
that.
I mean, you'd think we'd have a lot more to look forward to, but it is the God of War, not 2, but the next God of War
No one's said
sequel.
anything.
Is, I
God
mean,
of War 4-2.
yeah, God of War 4 the second. It's definitely left open for a sequel. I would be in anticipation of that.
I would assume
Yeah.
that's not going to be until PS5.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably right.
I would assume all these games like Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Cyberpunk, whatever,
all
Last
being
of
held.
Us.
You're right.
I would
Not
they're-
Last of Us. I
those are
think
probably
Last of Us, isn't that coming out in November?
No,
If
they
that
haven't-
comes-
they haven't given a date.
Oh, for some reason I thought.
yeah. I could see it being pushed to next year. I could see all those games being pushed to next year. But yeah, I hope the PS5 is backwards compatible.
I think it has to be.
Yeah, I thought
'Cause
I thought they said it was. I thought it played
I
4
think-
Yeah.
at least. But
So
but
I'd get rid of my
E3's in
PS4
like
in a
a few
heartbeat.
weeks. So
Yeah,
that-
so we'll find out.
yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, thanks for the call, Flint Woody.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, they confirmed it for PS4.
I think I'm
It'll
feeling
play
one
PS4
more
games.
call here.
I hope the backwards compatibility stuff is hardware based and not like some streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounded like it'll just play 4 because 3 was based on an architecture that was like impossible to just like throw into another thing.
Right.
The cell thing.
Cell processor.
Yeah,
bullshit.
but PS4 it runs like a PC. Like it's not hard to do that
They've
again.
already announced that the PSVR is going to be backwards compatible, so I feel like
Yeah.
that can't be software.
True.
So,
Yeah.
All right, final call. I can't even read that.
Cage Trio.
hey,
KG.
Cajun Trevo.
Caught you switching.
How's it going?
It's good.
Good.
what were you playing?
Oh, I was playing a game that I could pause in case I.
What game?
Nice. Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
he doesn't want to say.
doesn't
What
matter.
was it that?
Anyway.
Well, no,
One of
it's-
those horny games.
Probably double
All right,
double
what's up?
fantasy something.
It was Picross. I was doing
Oh, okay.
Nice.
a puzzle game.
Kagura.
Fascinating.
So how you guys doing?
What? No, what is this? What no, why are you buttering us up?
Yeah, you're trying to-
you
Oh,
We got
got a
Sorry.
comment or a
What's going on
question?
here?
Yeah, what are you gonna smuggle something in my butt?
well, my question is, oh my God.
Snuggle it.
My question was last week and the week before, Derek was talking about Shakedown Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I fucking loved that game. I loved Retro City Rampage, and anyway, my question is, what kind of not so AAA games are you guys kind of into or played recently or they're excited for?
Yeah, I mean, I covered Call of Cthulhu on PS4. Derek, you kind of went over Plague.
Plague is AA. I think he's talking more like real cheap, like indie games. You know,
see,
I
that,
saw
that doesn't even come across my plate anymore.
I saw a trailer for a game coming up. It's kind of like Overcooked meets Frogger. It's called Moving Out. I think they're showing it at GDC. Maybe or there might be a gaming. I don't know what's going on. GDC is not happening right now. But I don't know how I came across this, but this game, Moving Out, is it kind of has the animation of Overcooked, and you basically have to take furniture out of one house and move it across a busy street.
That sounds cool.
It looked fun, so I put that on my wish list on Steam, and I'll be looking forward to that one coming up soon. I like the cheap games because, like I said, I don't have time to play huge open world shit like Cyberpunk as much as I would like to. So something for $15 that I could drop in and play for 20 minutes and then
Did you ever play Donut
conk out of.
County?
What?
Donut County? Did you ever play that?
No, I don't even know what that is.
You would like that.
Yeah, you probably did.
Annapurna-
That.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Annapurna
Donut
made
County
it.
was cool.
It was across from us at PAX East PAX Prime last year.
It's sort of like a Katamari type game.
Yeah.
Except you got a hole and you got to go around and just
Oh, okay.
suck things into the hole and make the hole bigger. And it's got a
Nice.
cool story.
Donut County.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
It's a very quick game, very fun.
It's
quick
so
game.
funny when it comes to quick games. I want to give another example of like my impatience, like just stupidity with games.
Yeah.
Is everyone told me for so long to play Inside, which is made by the same people who did what? Limbo. And it was like, I don't know about this. And then it was on sale really cheap on Switch, which I play more stuff on Switch than anything. It's really easy for me to play on there. And it was on sale Black Friday. It was like, dude, just play Inside. Okay. And then I'm told it's like a few hours long. It's not even, it's like 3 or 4 hours. Awesome. I got I think I got 2 hours in, and there's one thing that I had to do like 5 times over and over, and I quit. I just could not. I erased
That was it.
And it's like not even that long. Everyone's like, if you play it like 20 more minutes, you'll beat it. And I'm like, I don't care. I just hit one thing that I didn't know how to do, and I was just like, I have too many games to play, so when one fusses, I move on.
See, and I don't play small like single A, double A games because there are so many good AAA games out there.
Yeah,
that
that's
I
kinda
don't
how
have
I
time to
am,
get
too.
to.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just. It takes me 3 years to like beat something like Red Dead, which I finally beat last month. But I'd rather just spend my time inching along in that kind of world than going and playing like a quick game like Donut.
That's how I am too.
MGS4?
Well, MGS4 I put like years and years in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I broke the clock on that. But like for a quick little fix, I play like cell phone games, like Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. That's like my go-to for a quick fix, like a toilet game, I'll say.
The only quick games I'll play are like puzzle games like Lumines or something, but otherwise I'd rather chip away at a bigger game.
I'm
and
with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
If you want like a really good quick like phone game, check out this game called Solitarica. It is a roguelike dungeon crawler solitaire game, and that sounds weird, but I've put over 100 hours into it at like work or on airplanes or whatever. It's a really fun game.
So I could do that in Animal Crossing all day.
There you go.
But still, put it on the fucking Switch, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for the call. What do you recommend?
Oh man, I mean I was about to say I'm the complete opposite because I like to experience so many different gameplay styles and stories. Honestly, there's so many out there. If you guys are looking for a fun platformer, kind of Metroidvania, this one I just beat is called Iconoclasts, and it has one of the most crazy stories I've ever seen in a game, and that game's about 10 hours long. But that game is just beautiful, kind of Sega Genesis type graphics. And then Moonlighter, where you go through a dungeon, and it's kind of top down like Zelda Link to the Past style, and you go through a dungeon, and you gather up things, and then you sell them in your shop, and you use that money to get better equipment for yourself, and then go back into the dungeon. And it's a pretty fun one that I've been working on.
Moonlighter and Iconoclast.
Someone just told me about a game. I think it's on Switch now too. Wander Song.
Yeah,
But
that's a good one
I hadn't
too.
heard anything about it, and then they showed it to me. I was just like, "This looks awesome!" Like, but that's kind of a smaller game too, I guess. It beats me, but I heard
You play
it's
as a
great.
bard. You play as a bard that uses like this kind of color wheel that is also attached to different musical notes.
Yeah.
And you use the different colors and music to do different things in the game to proceed and find out more about the world and the story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, they said it was great. So, yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for the call, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
I still want to check out that Switch game you recommended a couple weeks ago where you're the Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah, Death Coming.
And I watched a trailer on it and everything, and I think that might be...
It's like $8.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that might be the next Switch game I buy.
What happened to What happened to Death Jr.? Remember Death Jr.?
wow.
Oh,
Wasn't that like
PSP?
yeah, PSP like
PSP,
launch
yeah.
game, practically.
Do you have a PSVR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really fun game I just got. It was on sale called Static with a K. It's Static, STA, whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's a really fun PSVR puzzle game where the idea is you're stuck in like some like portal type laboratory, and it's all puzzle boxes based on the DualShock. It's like $6. Really
Okay.
fun. It was like maybe a couple hours.
I
long.
played
have so much
PSVR
software
like
for that.
one time.
Okay.
It made me incredibly sick.
Oh.
Never used it ever again.
Never mind.
So
You should sell it. I bet you could get
Yeah,
pretty
you
penny
can
for it.
it's in a box in my
If it's
house.
still like brand new, like you only use it once, you probably get some money back from
Triple
it.
digits.
I have a problem because I keep buying software for the PlayStation VR, and I never fucking play it.
Oh man, like 2 new PSVR games are coming out next month. I'm looking forward to.
Really, but that's one thing where it's like again the AAA titles seem to get in the way, and like
I have
Yeah.
like a
I
small,
bought Superhot, never touched
really,
it.
I have a small house.
Zone of the
that I
Enders,
live
never
in.
touched it.
And using PSVR, I had to clear so much space, like
Yeah,
pull my coffee table out of my living room
wow,
and
yeah.
like put
Yeah.
a chair in the middle of it.
You know,
and, like,
I tend to not play the games that require me to like stand and use
Yeah,
the
that's-
things.
yeah.
I am just not into that. But when it's I could just sit in a chair with it. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that static game is you don't really move because it's just a controller. It's more just about like being in VR and having to like look at directions, look around you, find clues in the room. So,
Okay.
yeah,
You played in a
that
chair.
game. What was it? Astrobot.
yeah.
See, I
Astrobot
wanted
Rescue.
that.
Was
That
I
game
thought
is so good.
I liked that game more than the last Mario. Like that was like that was a fucking incredible platform game.
yeah. I wanted to try that so bad, but I never got around to it.
It was awesome. It was such an underrated game, and that was great in VR. It's like every month or two, there's something that really blows me away in VR. I'm still playing that Tetris.
Tetris Effect.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah. Sometimes it can be hard to kind of like whatever get in the space for it. Like I said, I try not. I don't really play the stuff where you got to move around a lot.
I gotta be in
I
a.
just don't want to make the room
yeah,
for
you,
it.
you do have to move shit.
I gotta be in a certain mood, and it's gotta be fucking cold because I start sweating.
Yeah, I have to put a fan
Bad.
on.
I get usually when I get nauseous and sick, it's because I'm getting overheated in that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I start sweating, and then, yeah, I like to sit and play for like an hour or so, but I can't. I can do like 30-minute, 40-minute max bursts in the headset, and then I'm
I can play for like
hot
an
and
hour or
bothered.
two, and then it just starts pushing my glasses like into my skull. It's
Yeah.
like, I gotta take a break because I feel like I have glass inside my fucking skin.
You're getting a headache from just the pressure.
You guys aren't adjusting your helmets properly.
We're not doing it right.
Yeah, I've never had these problems. And I got a
You
big,
have, like, thicker rim glasses
I got a
than
big
me,
ass
too.
fucking head too.
Well, I committed, and I did. The only way I've played Resident Evil 7 is in VR.
Yeah.
And I did the whole thing and loved every moment of it. And I would go through fits of being a little nauseous. Maybe I'm gonna take a break, or I'd fight through it, and then it would go away. I felt a happy medium with Resident Evil 7. And then I kind of put that headset on the shelf. And I was like, all right, don't need to do that again. I think I did the best thing that he ever made for it.
I wanted to enjoy RE7 in VR.
Yeah.
But I had played the shit out of it before I even bought VR.
Yeah.
'Cause I started like speedrunning that game for fun.
See, I can't go back and play it without the VR headset.
And it's like I tried playing in VR and nothing scared me. It was like, well, I know something's gonna pop out here. It's like
Yeah.
because I had memorized
The
that
layout.
game so well because I can beat that game in an hour and 50 minutes.
Jesus, you can?
Yeah.
Wow. I should really try to go back because it looks
such a good game,
It
man.
looks so much better out of the VR environment. And I never have experienced that yet. So
Yeah, that was kind of hard for me. I played it. It was like that game's in like 4K and
Right.
shit. It looks so good, and it doesn't have that. It is a little weird being in the VR headset after that. But I'm also just a big scaredy cat. I couldn't play it that way anyway, so
not that
it
scary
didn't
once
matter.
you-
It's
Scared
the
shit out
bugs,
of
dude.
me.
The bugs get
I'm
him.
just I just get too stressed out by that stuff, and I'm like I got to turn this
I've
off.
yet to play. I've played a bunch of VR horror games because I want that, and I've yet to find any that are scary because it's usually either like ooh jump scare. And it's like whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing that's ever truly scared me, as dumb this is, did you ever play the Batman Arkham game?
Yeah,
You know the end part where you're in the
yeah,
cell?
I hated that shit.
Oh
No, I don't know what happened. The Batman developers got obsessed with like jump scares and shit. Like Arkham Knight had the same thing where it was like I flew up here, man bat. Yeah, okay.
that's the only jump scare that's ever gotten me in VR. It's
Yeah,
just-
I just felt like grow up. I don't know. Can I just be Batman and like do Batman shit? I don't have. You gotta like shove shit in my face. Well, you got
Man-Bat's-
bursitis.
Man-Bat is scary, and he comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's his trick.
Whenever I see jump scares and stuff, I just think grow up. Like I just
Yeah,
think that is
that's
so easy.
they're so bad.
Like I would rather be terrified through the presence of something, which is why I like Resident Evil 7. I mean, I will say Resident Evil 7 was a little too scary for my taste, but I like that kind. If you want to scare the shit out of me, have something quietly walking down the hallway at me. Oh my God, what is that? Why is that coming at? You know what I mean? It's not just like jumping out of a meh thing. It's about setting a creepy atmosphere and
PT.
what the fuck is PT? PT was great. Yeah, there's some jumps in there, but
They're well deserved.
yeah, there's things that earn it, and I don't know.
It's fun. I usually would say I hate jump scares, but I played RE2 for the first time ever this year.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, dude, just fucking Mr. X popping around corners freaked the fuck
Yeah,
out of me.
I would scream at the television when I
Yeah.
played Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah.
But I almost like, it was because I fucked it. It wasn't a jump scare. It was like, I heard him walking around. I just thought he was walking around like the corner behind me, not the one that I turn and we're face to face. And that's
Yeah.
what would get me. It's
Yeah.
not like the game was jump scaring me. It was just, I thought he was somewhere else.
Oh, it's like I'd open a door and all of a sudden he's just standing there.
Yeah.
He comes through and just punches me in the face. I'm like, fuck,
X gonna give it to you. What a fantastic show we've done today, fellas.
I wanted to keep playing that game, but my fucking copy's gone.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
My copy of Resident Evil 2 is gone.
It disappeared from. We
Yeah,
had it here
I think
at the
somebody
studio.
took it.
Oh man.
I've never lost a game before like that.
I mean, Sean.
I think somebody here